Hey, Chris here with Sound Pure at the 2010 NAMM show. Here we're at Kay Vintage. I'm here with Roger Fritz. And Roger's going to tell us a little bit about the Kay Vintage line and the construction of the guitars.
All right, well, it's a real pleasure to have you guys here. Thanks for coming in. And anyway, this Kay reissue line was a thought that I had a couple years ago. I was working in the studio with Bill Bottrell, produces Sheryl Crow, and they used to use some of the old Kay basses. And we started using a bunch on every recording we were doing, and they just kept working. And so he said, and Bill told me, he said, you know, I bet if you reissued this, you could probably sell them. So I said, that's a good idea, because we want to sell stuff. So anyway, I did a bunch of research. I took his all apart, and took the pickups all apart, and started buying up a bunch of old Kays and taking them all apart, and seeing what was wrong with them, and seeing how we could make some improvements and retain all the good stuff, you know. So one thing led to another, but this was the first one we worked on, which is the Pro Bass, the 162 Pro Bass, which was originally issued in 1952, and it was probably the first electric hollow body commercially available bass in the United States. But it was very unique, and I don't know if they did it on purpose or what, but they had a unique bracing design inside the body. It has an arched back and a flat top. It's got two parallel braces that run from block to block. It's actually feedback resistant. It doesn't touch the back. They free float from the back, and so it gives it a little bit more resonance, and so it becomes a little bit subsonic. And so it has a little bit lower frequency than most other basses that you might hear, even if, you know, just in a natural flat setting. So that's the way we started. And then one thing led to another, then the Thin Twin was next. But this is the Thin Twin in black, which I don't think they ever made them in black, but we did one, and they look great. It's got what do you call it, the checkerboard binding, which looks really well in the black suit here, like a tuxedo or something. But it's got the original Kay logo in the middle, which it must have been their family coat of arms. You can see it's sort of a regal looking. We added this Kelvinator to this. Originally they only had Kay on there, but we decided to incorporate the Kelvinator logo into the whole line to kind of unify it. And so the Thin Twin's got two of the same pickups that are on the bass. They're called the Thin Twin pickups, and they're very slim on top, but underneath they're a big single coil pickup. This is the Jimmy Reed model, which I guess everybody knows that Jimmy Reed was seen on the cover of all his records playing this model, which was a natural finish with the curly maple and the crazy looking pickguard material, which we had recreated. You couldn't buy this anywhere in the world, so we had to have somebody make it for us. All the knobs have been recreated. The switch caps, they call them the baseball bat switch caps, have been recreated. The tail pieces have all been recreated, and the Kelvinator as well. These have a 26-inch scale. The basses are a 31-inch scale. And then we move on to the next model. We brought it out. This is just now coming out. This is the Jazz 2 guitar, and it's basically got a P90 pickup in it. Originally they were P90 style, but Kay decided to make a P90. I guess they made it just a little bit bigger than a Gibson so they wouldn't get arrested or something. I don't know. But they're basically the same design. And it's got a vibrato on it. Bixby.
This is a guitar that's releasing. It's not quite out yet. Correct?
It's just now coming out. This is the introduction.
Okay.
And we'll be shipping these within the next month. Excuse me.
I just played one. They're fantastic.
Oh, thank you. Everybody's going nuts over it because they got
a very different sound from the Thin Twin.
Totally, yeah. It's this is, I don't know how to describe it. Maybe it's a little bit more modern because it's sort of a 335-ish in a way, but it's got two braces down the middle. It's not fully hollow. It's got two braces down the middle. It's hollow inside the braces, and it's other than that, it's a totally hollow body construction. And again, we got some knobs that have been recreated for it, the original Kay knobs, the pickguard, a lot of the inlays and stuff. These were called the shark fin inlays that we recreated.
Those are cool.
And we're using, these were originally came out in 1960, and they had the Kelvinator headstock on it. So this was one of the first ones that had they call it a semi-Kelvinator. And I think they discontinued it in 61 or 62. They went, I think it might have gone to 63. That's right. They went from 60 to 63 when the originals were. But we're trying to make all these things really close to the originals,
yeah.
You know, trying to make it a real vintage reissue. Well, just as in closing, I just want to say this is Wally Marks Jr.
Hi.
And he's a great guy, and he knows a lot about amps and guitars as well, and a historian, and all-around good guy, guitar player, and etc. And we have a lot of things coming in Kay in the future. This is just the start of the whole project. But I want to say thanks to you and for having us on the thing.
Yeah, we appreciate it. I want to say thanks too. Thank you.
Thank you. And here's
Thanks a
signing
lot.
out from the 2010 NAMM show, Kay Vintage.